Yo, good morning. Welcome to the best sports highlights. I'm Chris with AK. If it's your first time to my channel, please leave a like and definitely leave a comment below on this video, as well as make sure you please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, probably a little bit more, over 10% of the way. I can't be there without the help of you awesome people. All right, so let's jump in it like a pool on a hot summer day. That sounds good, right? But anyways, today we're talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. At first, when I looked at this guy's name, saw who he is, saw his name, what in the world? Who? What? But his name is not really that hard to spell. Who is this guy? If you guys haven't heard of him, he was actually on the Clippers last year. So he was a rookie last year. He's in his second sophomore year this season. And honestly, people are low-key forgetting about how awesome of a potential great talent this guy is, because he was part of the reason behind their success last year with the Clippers, of why they got to the playoffs without any superstars, gave Golden State a hard challenge. Because I like this guy, and the reason why I like this guy is because right now I'm in my car. I'm always in my car because I'm going places, aka work. Anyways, see, these are what I call keys, and the reason I got keys in my hand is because I want to illustrate a point. When it comes to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I'm willing to give him the keys. Why, you're probably asking? Because he knows how to drive. This guy, he's a bona fide, in the NBA we have a lot of shooters, but it's once in a while we have people who are slashers, people who can get the ball to the paint. Because outside of the fact that the negative, the con is that it creates wear and tear in your body, the positive is the fact that, guess what? You have a higher probability of scoring. Two, you have a higher probability of putting the other team's defender in foul trouble, getting to the free throw line. So, higher probability of scoring, higher probability to get the other defenders to the foul trouble, getting the free throw line, tiring out the other players, as well as, guess what? If you become good at slashing and dashing, guess what? You're gonna draw a double team, and if you draw a double team, guess what happens? Bigger opportunity to get your teammates involved. So being a shooter is great, but being able to slash with it too, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So let's get into it. This guy, he's lengthy. He's 180 pounds, but he's only 6'5". He looks taller than that. He got traded to the Thunder, of course, because of the fact that Paul George went to the Thunder. In order to do that, they had to give up Gallinari and him. And Gallinari and him were, oh my gosh, two pivotal pieces to the puzzles with the Clippers. I think if the Clippers were able to get Paul George without trading him, oh my gosh, they would have been have the best record in NBA. But obviously, Paul George is such a high commodity, you had to give up some good pieces for him. And I don't blame anybody, because Paul George was like an MVP candidate, as well as one of the top perimeter defensive players in the league, as well as a scorer. He had a great, one of his best seasons last year. All right, so this guy's only 21 years old. I want to point that out, people. 21 years old. You know what that screams? Screams potential. Probably need to turn on some lights. Yeah. That screams potential, people. That screams, but that gets annoying, right? That's annoying. I'm trying to turn on some lights here, people. But you can see me. But 21 years old, screams potential. He was born in 1988, July 12th. This guy attended Kentucky College, right? Funny thing is, this guy is from Ontario. That's just like a funny fact. He's from Ontario. Toronto, which is weird because last night he balled out, and turns out he was balling from his home country. Not home state. I'm talking about this guy's from a legit another country, right? So he's a shooting guard. He was picked last year in the first round. He was 11th overall pick by Charlotte. I'm not sure what happened and how he ended up on the Clippers, but it's pretty good. So if you look at the Clippers, when he was on the Clippers last year, he only averaged 10 points, 1.2 steals, 0.5 blocks, well, half a block a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Here in this season, however, he's averaging 19.8 points, so almost double of last season, 5 rebounds, basically almost doubling his reboundage. His assists went down to 2.8. He's still averaging the same amount of assists, and block shots went down a little bit. He's averaging less fouls this year, as well as shooting wise from the floor, he's shooting 2% less at 45% compared to 47% last year. And three-pointers, he's shooting 36%, basically the same this year as last year. So not that bad of a shooter, and everything like that. So pretty decent guy, and he shoot 80% from the free throw line, better than LeBron James. I'm always on LeBron James. I don't know why. I guess because people hype him up too much. Anyways, all right. So last game, the reason I want to bring up this guy because in OKC, right, they were facing off against the Raptors, and the Raptors are no scrubs. They are the defending champs, obviously without Kawhi Leonard. We know they're not going to repeat this year again. In the East, it's either going to be maybe out of East, who comes out of East is like a Milwaukee, a Miami Heat, which people are sleeping on, throwing pillows at y'all, right? Or definitely a Celtics. Those are my top three. Oh, or four, Philly. But Philly's like, because of it all hinges on Joel Embiid. But Joel Embiid, he is not someone who can play all the time. His health is just a serious issue. It's kind of like a Carson Wentz of the NBA. His health is a serious issue. Great potential, but injury prone. That's the only thing I fear for him. But anyways, he's on the second team with the OKC Thunder. We don't expect the Thunder to go anywhere, but hey, they got CP3, they got Gallinari, and Chris Paul. But so you can say legitimately, this guy's probably like the second, third best player on the team. He was an all-rookie second team of last year, so he was on an all-rookie second team. Not first, but second. But last night, we look at last night's game, they actually won the game against the Raptors, right? They're now 17-15 or 18-15 if I'm reading the thing right. If they didn't update they're winning their record. So in that game, in the first quarter, they outscored the Raptors 22-20. Second quarter, the Raptors outscored them 27-25. Third quarter, the Raptors outscored them 33-29. But in the fourth quarter, they outscored the Raptors 22-17. All right, Gilgeous-Alexander, this guy, he ended up dropping 32 points. He was shooting 12 from 21 from the field, so over 50%, 3 or 5 from three-pointers, so that's 60%, 5 or 6 from the free throw. He is a decent guy, right? He has 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. That's awesome, right? And then you had CP3, who dropped 25, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, looking like his old former self, right? And no one else on the team really did nothing. Noah had 12 points, 13 points, and Baisley had 12 points. So no one else really on the Thunder's really doing anything. You don't expect anybody from anything. I hope Adams get picked up by another team. He's a legit awesome center in the league and whatnot. But basically, throughout the game, what happened was Gilgeous-Alexander was driving in, making shot stuff. His shot looks funny, but it goes in. It looks funny, but it goes in. He actually made like the game winner in drive. He drove. They were down 96-97. He drove in the last couple seconds. Shot it. I thought it was a floater, but it hit the backboard, whatnot. Kind of like a floater. I don't know what it is. Kind of like a floater shot. It's weird. But anyways, it went in. He sealed the game, and they won the game. They beat the Raptors in Toronto. But then I will say this with the Raptors. I looked at who's playing. Siakam, who I think is their best player, was not playing. I'm guessing he's out with injury or something like that. But Van Vliet and Laurie both dropped 20. With Siakam out, you would probably arguably say Laurie's their best player, but I don't know. Laurie was someone that always had potential, but never just came through with it. McCaw, I'm like fake mad that he's not on the Warriors anymore. I love this guy. He was a great guy. Had great potential, right? But yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I think I will see great things from him. I look at him someone that would like be one of the best players on his team, possibly might make an all-star team, but probably won't ever be in the top 10 of best players. I could be wrong. I want him to prove me wrong. But this guy has great potential. He has energy and he drives. So the thing about slashers that I don't like is you do not want to depend on that ability to slash, because we've seen what it's done to people that were slashers basically most of their careers. Like a D Wade slasher, really didn't develop a shot. And then you have Derrick Rose, another great example. Great player, just never developed a shot. So I like him to use his slashing ability from time to time, but I definitely want him to develop a shot. LeBron James definitely can be a slasher, but he doesn't drive in as much because of what? Trying to preserve himself not to get injured. He says that. So I hope this is something Gilgeous-Alexander takes to account so he doesn't come up injury prone or injured and stuff like that, because he has potential, right? Unless he pulls James Harden, because James Harden drives in a lot, doesn't get injured. And I think it's because he just knows how to cheat his way into foul shots. But I don't want Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to be that. Every time I think Shai, I'm thinking of like the singing group back in the R&B, or I'm thinking of Shia LaBeouf, right? That's the only other Shai that we know. Well, Shia, but Shai, someone that's name starts with Shai that I can think of off the rip. But yes, I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's gonna maybe one day be an all-star, at most, and that's probably it, unless he gets better or something like that, or ends up on a better team. But I like this guy, and I like where they're going. Congrats to them on a big win last night against the Raptors, even though they're probably not going to the playoffs. But who cares? You're in the NBA. Make it happen. This year could be a launch pad year to build something great in the next year, right? So thank you for tuning into this video. My name is Chris with a K. Please leave a like on this video. Comment on it. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell notification, because I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Please, that's my next goal, right? We're more than we're a little bit past 10% there, so just needs the help from the likes of people like you who are awesome. To subscribe and leave a comment in below of what type of players in NBA you want me to talk about, or videos type of stuff you want me to cover. Can't promise that, but I'll do my best to make you guys smile. So I got to clock in for work now. I'm out of this piece literally, like this year's about to be out of this year and going to next year, because it's the end of 2018 or 2019, I'm sorry. So thank you for being awesome, and I'm out. Peace.